Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. I cannot believe it is finally here. It is fight week for Bud vs Canelo. Big week ahead. Big week ahead. Look, everything this weekend will be Bud and Canelo, but let's not overshadow that there is some good fights this weekend. I will be making heaps of content this week talking about Canelo versus Crawford. The predictions will come later in the week. We'll also be talking about the undercard. Akhmadaliev taking on Inoue and Lewis Crocker versus Paddy Donovan. But today we are going to be focusing on the weight for Terence Bud Crawford. This is going to be a quick video. I feel like everything to be said about the weight has been said already. My question is, one thing that I feel like we haven't spoken about is, what do we think Crawford is going to weigh? I think that's important. I think it's important because it is no given that Crawford weighs 168 at weigh-in and puts 12, 15 pounds on like Canelo will. We know Canelo. Canelo, this is his weight class. We know what he's going to do. He's going to weigh in at 167.5 probably, chuck on 12 pounds, and be there on fight night at 180 pounds. That is Canelo. We know what we're going to get from him. We know what he looks like at that weight. He's fought there for 5 years now. We know what we're going to see. We know what he's going to look like. Look, you can look at his last performance and say it was sluggish, it was slow, but none of that will be because of the weight. None of that is because he's changed weight classes, he's done something different. I think it was an uninspired performance by Canelo Alvarez against an opponent that ran away for 12 rounds. I think that is all that needs to be said. I'm not going to come here and say that Canelo fought well against an opponent that didn't want to fight. No, Canelo could not close the ring down, and he could not beat that guy because he ran away for 12 rounds. Yes. But would somebody of lighter footwork, someone that knows how to really close down a ring, finish that fight? Probably. At least knock him down, I think. At least make it a bit more entertaining. I think it was uninspired. I think Canelo knew that he was there to get a win, however messy, however shit it looked. It was an opponent that Canelo feared. He knew he was never going to lose that fight. It was, let me come here, get my paycheck, get my belt, because I got my eyes set on September and I really don't care about tonight. That is my opinion on that fight. So, in terms of Canelo looking sluggish or whatever else, yeah, we can say that. Could he close the ring off against a dancing opponent? No. Do I think Crawford's going to come into this fight and be a dancing opponent? No. Crawford has to be here to fight. Crawford will be here to fight. He will be here to do as much damage and to try and stop Canelo Alvarez. And if all else fails, win on a decision. The question for me is, what do we think Crawford's going to weigh? A career welterweighter, at most a super welterweighter in one fight. So we're looking at someone who's fought at the top 154. 154 pounds, plus probably 15. So let's say that he's come into a fight night, maybe at most, I say at most 170, but probably closer to 165. They're the levels of weight for the two. We have someone that's fought 175 weighing in at light heavyweight against someone that has career-heighted a weigh-in at 154. That 154 fight is important though, because when he fought Israel Madrimov, I thought he looked slow. I thought he looked sluggish. I thought the speed was compromised a little bit. Not massively. I think he still won. I don't think Israel Madrimov had any call to action to win that fight in the end. I think it was unanimously Terence Crawford, but I don't think we saw a very good Terence Crawford. I don't think we saw a Terence Crawford that fought as well as Virgil Ortiz did. And Virgil Ortiz won a closer decision, but I thought Virgil Ortiz fought Israel Madrimov better. And Israel Madrimov, someone that some people tout very highly, I'm sort of in the middle of, I think he is a challenger. I think he's a world-level challenger. I don't think he's a world-level champion. And they're the levels. I think that's what we're looking at for Israel Madrimov. Terence Crawford, though, someone that moved up one weight class to fight someone that I think can challenge for a world title. Looked slow, didn't look impressive, looked a bit sluggish, is now moving up another 2 weight classes to fight someone who is could be the best ever super middleweight we've ever seen in our lives. Like, they're the levels that we're talking here. So, what will he weigh? What will he compromise to fight at super middleweight? For me, he has two choices. He has the choice of getting as much weight as physically possible on his body so he can dispatch more power, but more importantly, try and take as much power as possible. Because Canelo, he's one of the hardest hitters in the world. Dimitri Bivol said he hits harder than Beterbiev. So, and you saw Bivol's arm, you saw what he did to Billy Joe Saunders' eye. We've seen it. We know what Canelo can do. So, for Terence Bud Crawford, I think he has a decision to make. I think he comes in a bit lighter so that he can stay more active on the feet and the jab is a bit quicker. Or he loads on the pounds. He tries to reach as much weight as possible. Yeah, I'll be heavy on my feet. But when Canelo gets in close, I'll be able to hit him as hard as he hits me and I'll be able to take his punches. I don't know which way the right route is. Because you could stack on all the power, compromise your footwork, compromise your jab, and all of a sudden, fuck, I didn't realize super middleweighters actually hit this hard. Or you say, if I weigh 10 pounds lighter than him, or 10 pounds more than him, I still don't think I'm going to take his punches. So let me come back. Let me say, I'm going to weigh 10 pounds lighter, so that my footwork and jab are so quick and so agile that I don't care how hard you hit because you're not going to be able to hit me. For me, that is the route to victory for me. I think that is what he should do. If I was Terence Crawford, if I had the choice of fighting speed compromised but the same weight, or the welterweight speed but 10 pounds lighter, I think you got to compromise what you can take and how much you can give for the speed. Does anybody see Terence Crawford knocking out Canelo? Yeah. Do people see Canelo dispatching of Crawford? Yes. Which one's more likely? I think Canelo stopping Crawford is much more likely than Crawford. Look, the people that really love Crawford will tell you that he can do it. And I'm not here to argue with them, because I think Crawford is an exceptional fighter. I think he can stop Canelo from output, not from power, though. I don't think we're going to see him flatline Canelo. I don't think he's going to flatline Canelo. Can he hurt him? Can he put on the gas? Can he just keep hitting him until the referee steps in? Yes. Do I see Canelo lights out? No. But I can see Canelo doing that to Crawford. Look, all of this stuff is hard to say because, to be honest, I love them both. I don't want to see either of them lose this fight. But someone's going to have to. Someone will have to lose this fight. What do you guys think? Do you think that Crawford will weigh the full weight plus another 15 pounds on top of that and try and really become big? And if so, what do we think that's going to do to all the things that I think Crawford is very, very good at? The speed, the footwork, the counterpunching. That jab was so quick against Errol Spence. Is he going to be able to be that quick against Canelo at this weight? What do you guys reckon? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Like I said, we're going to make heaps of videos this week. I'm going to leave my prediction till probably the night before. I want to see weigh-ins. I want to see everything else. And then I'll make my final decision. I will be talking more and more about this fight during the week. And like I said, I'll be making content about the undercard, about the Inoue fight, and about the Paddy Donovan-Lewis Crocker fight. So stay tuned for all of that if you are new. Please do subscribe. Leave all your thoughts in the comments about what we spoke about today. And I'm out of here, guys. See ya!